Hedge fund billionaire under pressure, Steve Cohen. His rant was so stupid, I almost thought it was to purposely incite more people to long these stocks. I'm surprised he was even on Twitter. Did he think normal people would actually side with him? ? He left Twitter because he was complaining about regular people without millions in their bank account buying stocks in the free market in an unusual way. And it was costing him a small portion of his immense wealth. He said that he's just trying to make a living in the stock market when it is easily verifiable that he is worth about $14 billion. If you like the stock GME, you should be able to buy it if it's available for purchase. That's what a free market is. That's what capitalism is. Dwayne Rooney. CNBC has been trying really hard to vilify the little guy. I don't believe in making threats, but his tweet, just trying to make a living when he is a billionaire who has been investigated numerous times for unfair/illegal tactics, was infuriating. Let them eat cake levels of arrogance. Pissed Buddha, what a name. Is this the billionaire who said he's just trying to make a living while simultaneously destroying GameStop and ruining people's lives to turn a profit? I get everyone hates these dicks, but threats against his family is just not okay at all. You can take the shot out of somebody without threatening their families. It's just lazy to be so crude. His company was accused of insider trading a number of years ago. Sounds like a fund that is full of great ideas. If I was a billionaire, I wouldn't even be on Twitter. I would be Scrooge McDucking into piles of money, absent of any outside scrutiny. Just know for every $10 increase in GameStop, they lose about 1 to 2 billion. That, and they also have to pay daily fees to keep their positions open. They're bleeding, and I don't think the public gives a damn about these rich arseholes. Doing everything they can to manipulate the market to their advantage. See the 2006 Jim Cramer market manipulation video that hit the front page today. Absolutely disgusting. This entire GameStop situation could be summed up by an Onion article. Won't someone think of the poor billionaires? There's starting to be a French Revolution smell in the air, and I'm not talking about croissants. Everybody should leave Twitter. Nobody should be threatening to do anything but hold. Pressure makes diamonds. Let's go. At first, they came for the billionaires, and I was sad I wasn't invited. Let's make him bankrupt. I don't support threats to his family, but he was openly mocking people. Trading is hard, isn't it? Was something along the lines of what his last tweet was, so I feel no sympathy for him personally. As if he doesn't know the situation. Yes, trading is hard when one side is quite literally blocked from trading. Oh my god, I'm so worried about him. We've been in a pandemic for almost a year. People are dead broke, starving, and either on the verge or actually homeless. People are dying and can't see loved ones. There was an attempt, and still is an attempt, to overthrow American democracy. But I was truly worried about how this would affect the poor billionaires when these degenerates started to manipulate the market. So sad to see a man who's made money off people's misery is getting death threats. GME for Life says this guy is worth $14 billion and was crying on TV earlier that night. He's just trying to make a living by committing economic terrorism. Strong. Welcome to the internet. You get death threats for disagreeing with someone's favourite hot sauce. I'm sure he's crying scared in his $1 billion home. If anyone actually threatened him, then that's terrible, and those people should be accountable for their actions. But this may be another case of someone said something rude, so I feel attacked, like that lemon guy. Boo F who. Poor, I mean rich, sad babies feeling all attacked and put upon. They got a giant spoonful of their own foul medicine and discovered how very bitter and toxic it tastes. Their answer: call the medicine game, their own game, suddenly unfair, and they've changed the rules to advance their personal agenda and F the little guy. Cancel them out, because, well, they're not just worth, nor do they deserve the returns they are getting. I don't agree with the threats, but maybe this wouldn't have happened to him if he wasn't such a greedy asshole. I hope Dems in Congress see there is a massive appetite in the country for a wealth tax like Elizabeth Warren campaigned on back in 2019. After the historic upward transfer of wealth this country saw in 2020, the time is now. Don't threaten his family or his personal safety. Threaten his bank account by conducting perfectly legal market transactions that he endorsed until they threatened his bank account. People keep talking about the French Revolution. It failed. The monarchy still exists. The noble families of old are still around with billions of dollars, and now they transcend nationality. Life isn't that much different. We have more creature comforts, but the lion's share of our toils are still hovered up by undeserving with no talents like Stevie Wonder Boy here. You don't win through violence, you win through getting smart. Ooh, powerful post, this one. DFV showed everyone one crack in the system. It doesn't stop there, it begins. There are millions of us, and now, finally, the technology to unite us. Start being smart, start playing the long game. Real revolutions take time and patience and perseverance. All fair up to the threatening family point. What's wrong with people? Why do you never know when to stop? People I fundamentally disagree with are still better than death threats. You immediately lose any moral high ground. It's not just a debate about politics and economics where there is a disagreement. His actions cause the financial loss and suffering of others. He has already threatened our families. Getting heavy. If his goal was to galvanize people, his posts were a very good idea. Threats are not the way. Political change is. Find a person who is seeking reform, i.e. someone from the left like Bernie, and vote for him. The sad thing is, there will be people in this thread who will vote right wing and wonder why no reform occurs. Who hasn't gotten threats on Twitter at this point? Call me when someone who is actually marginalised and can't afford the means to protect themselves gets threatened. This just shows how useless hedge funds actually are. The claim of "I received threats" is always asinine to me. You receive threats on Twitter, so does everyone else. It's the internet. Wall Street Bets didn't do it or inspire it. It was some random trolls. Who cares? Buy GameStop stock. GME to the moon, people. Do not miss the opportunity to force the hand of hedge fund billionaires to change Wall Street's constant attacks on struggling business, attacks on your job, my job, our jobs. Oof. They exploit us in moments of weakness and hardship. You're right. Do not feel sorry. There we go. Right on cue. Here comes the PR flood by the billionaires trying to elicit sympathy. Goatman Jack says, when you're so out of touch with everyone else, you think that you're some kind of divine monarch who deserves this, and how dare people question you. I'm proud I was a part of the angry mob that bullied him of Twitter. Laugh out loud, a billionaire with a Twitter, get a life. There we go. Reasonable responses here. He cried because what? Us peasants were able to play the same game? Pathetic. This dude has gamed his way into billions. Maybe he should take a break from making so much money. It's crazy how hard CNBC and the New York Times are working to obfuscate the truth of this story. Like every story. Sorry, you received threats, if real. Your family received threats, if real, or any other violence that stems from what you and people like you did, Steve. But a whole lot of the empathy and sympathy just disappears when a person just keeps repeating the same heinous and cruel actions that inflict untold harm on all of us. I am sure doing the right thing instead would almost certainly render any threats or appearance of threats moot. The likelihood of that happening is incredibly slim though, and when you make wrong choices, other people sometimes pay for those choices. Normally, it used to be the little guy that got hurt badly when people like Steve did wrong things. Wonder what it will feel like on the other side for once. Hope you've enjoyed the video, guys. Please do like and subscribe.